This is Mending Wall by Robert Frost. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen ground swell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gas even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on a stone, and they would have had the rabbit out of hiding to help please the yelping dogs. The gaps, I mean. No one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time you find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go, to each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are lows and some so nearly falls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game. When on a side, it comes to a little more. There where it is, we do not need a wall. He is all pine, and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. He only says, good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I built a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firstly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness as it seems to me, not of woods only in the shade of the trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well, he says again, good fences make good neighbors.
So, this poem, Mending Wall, by Robert Frost. Mending means to fix, and a wall divides two properties from each other. The speaker is a neighbor who continually has to fix a wall in between him and his neighbor. You can assume that both him and his neighbor are farmers because his yard is all apple orchard and his neighbor's yard is all pine. This highlights the difference between the two. Apples are usually sweeter and pine is usually rigid and hard. The occasion is springtime when the neighbors meet to mend the wall in between them, and the speaker questions whether there is even a need for a wall. The speaker uses logic in his argument for not having a wall, yet the neighbor rebuttals with his father's old saying of good fences make good neighbors. The speaker then refers to him as not evolved by saying, in each hand, like an old stone savage arm, and also says that he is ignorant by stating, he moves in darkness as it seems to me. The audience in this is his neighbor as he asks him questions and includes dialogue in between him and his neighbor in an attempt to change his neighbor's mind. The purpose is to show that it is not natural to hold divisions between one another. Natural forces are not heard or seen, and they create gaps and destroy the wall. The subject is to show the relationship between the two neighbors and the wall that divides them. The tone of the poem is quizzical and frustrated because the speaker does not understand why there needs to be a wall in the first place and is frustrated at his neighbor's rigid behavior towards the matter.